So we'll start in just an easy seat whenever you're ready. So either sitting on that pillow or bolster or sitting on a block. So your hips are just a little bit higher than where your feet land. And have your strap nearby. Just place it off to the side and take a moment just to settle in, just to, shift your brain from maybe go mode to pause mode. And go ahead and like take any movement in the shoulders, maybe roll them out, any movement in the neck. And then think about the crown of your head just lifting up a little bit higher towards the ceiling. And then let your shoulders fall away from your ears to create space in the neck. And if you can, bring your hands to your knees or your thighs, and then flip your palms up towards the sky. And then flip your palms down, back down. Do that 2 more times. Just slowly flip your palms up. So you're only just like rotating your lower arm, right, from the elbow down. And then bring the palms back down. Now flip them up. I want you to notice how just that little bit of movement here encourages the heads of the shoulders to drop back in space so you can broaden across the collarbones. Close the eyes if you can, and then soften the fingertips. Take a full breath in to expand a little more. Maybe even open up your mouth, let out a sigh. And do that one more time. Breathe in, feel the chest, even the belly expand. And then exhale out nice and slow. Land. And take this little check-in with yourself, like you're trying to tune out a little bit of the noise. And then tune in to maybe how you're feeling physically, maybe emotionally, where your energy level may be today. And without needing to judge where you are, just observe it. No need to fix. And just become a little more aware. And with that awareness of where you may be, maybe just bring to mind an intention or something you'd like to bring in a little bit more of. Maybe it's a little more breath, patience, perseverance, strength, awareness, whatever it is, just choose that word that almost resonates with you here. And bring that word to mind whenever your mind begins to wander to the noise or wander to the to-do list. Maybe bring it back to your breath and imagine you breathe in a little bit more of that intention on your inhale as you expand. And just find that settling on your exhale. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in your intention. Breathe out to land, to settle. One more. Inhale. Maybe even open your mouth again. That sigh as you empty. So nice. And then you can stay here, of course, as long as you'd like or as you need to, if you need stillness. If you're ready for a little bit of movement, you can gently blink the eyes open and start to reach your hands right out in front of you. So maybe just spread the fingers nice and wide apart and let the palms face inward towards one another. Use your next breath in to reach them up overhead without flaring the front ribs forward. And then take your arms out like a T. The palms will face forward here, thumbs drawing up. Take a breath in, send the back of the hands back behind you. You really start to squeeze in between the shoulder blades. And then maybe start to lift your chin, lift your face here. Again, try not to let the ribs flare. And then as you exhale, bring the palms together in front of you. Arms stay long, fingertips drawing forward. And then slightly start to draw your chin towards your chest. And then think cat in the upper back. So almost round your upper back. So opposing forces. Your upper back draws back and your fingertips draw forward. So you spread that space apart in between your shoulder blades with intention. Now do that again. Inhale, open the arms wide like a T. So you squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chin, lift the face. And then exhale, bring the hands together. Arms are active here and round, almost lean away from your hands. Now reach your hands up towards the sky, grow a little taller. Awesome. And then exhale, start to twist to the right. So opposite hand comes to your knee or to your thigh. You can look maybe over your back shoulder to deepen that twist all the way to the neck. And then inhale back up through center, reach your hands up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back up through center. Take note of what shin is in front and just start to walk your fingertips forward enough so you can feel your pelvis tilt, and then you can fold forward here. Let the head drop. Maybe shake the head. Yes, no, you get a little bit of a stretch in the hips. Maybe one more than the other. And then walk your hands back towards you. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe in, reach your hands up. Now switch what shin is in front and then walk the hands forward. Awesome. And then fold in. Nice and gentle, not here long. A full breath in. Long exhale out. So nice. And walk your hands back, sit up tall. Now start to sit off of that block or that pillow. Just bring it off to the side here and take your legs long out in front of you. Give them a little bit of a shake. Now grab your strap and start to take it around the soles of your feet here. So you're gonna loop it around the soles of your feet. Now your feet don't have to come together to touch. Rather, can you bring them about hips width distance apart here? You can create a little bit of space. Now you can hold one each side of the strap in each hand. And I want you to start to flex the toes, draw them up towards the sky, right? So your heels ground down, find a soft bend in the knees. Now find that slack on that strap, rather than the slack, make it taut. And then start to sit up nice and tall as you inhale, just like you did before. Think about the crown of your head reaching higher here. And then as you exhale, start to fold forward a bit. Think about your heart leading forward beyond your toes. So it's not about rounding per se, it's just the action of finding that tug on the strap. Heart goes forward. You can feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Take one more inhale right here. Stay as you exhale. Now you'll sit up nice and tall, maybe release a little bit of that slack. Keep a hold of the strap on each side. And now I want you to start to round your upper back. So you're going to lean back. Think about like you did whenever you were sitting up. And then you can almost find a little bit of a stretch in between the shoulder blades. Might feel weird. Play with it a bit. But you get really almost like trust. Just hold on to that strap. And it allows you to find that nice stretch in the upper back. And now you'll sit up nice and tall, breathe in. Now release that strap, reach the hands high. And then I want you to tip the pelvis forward, fold as you exhale. Now maybe you grab for the shins, maybe you grab for the feet. On your inhale, think about your heart going further forward. And then exhale, fold in. You're not here long. Now sit up tall, reach your hands high, palms face one another, they draw in. Now as you exhale, reach the hands forward like you did before. Now start to lean back, but think about hollowing out through the belly, round like you would in cat, and see if you can keep your heels on the ground. So it's this like awesome little like strength workout for your core here. Inhale to sit back up, heels stay on the ground. Exhale to fold forward. We're going to play with this a bit. Inhale, sit up, reach up. Exhale, round, hollow out, lean back. Don't let the heels lift up off the ground. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach up. Last time, exhale to round. Pause here and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up. And then cross right shin in front of left, that easy seat, but sit up nice and tall on the inhale, maybe hold on to the knees. And then exhale, walk the fingertips forward to fold in and maybe find that stretch in the hips. Again, shake out the head, yes and no. Notice if you're holding tension in the jaw, maybe open and close the mouth a few times to soften the face. So nice. Walk the hands back up. Switch, opposite shin in front. Hands on your knees. Sit up tall. Breathe in. And exhale to tip forward and fold. And find your breath. Come back to that intention. Breathe in. Settle in. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome. And then you'll sit up. Take your hands behind you. Either fingertips point out or forward. For me, pointing out is just more accessible in the wrists. And then you'll plant your feet down about hips width distance apart and then lift your seat up. So another way to just get into the chest here, maybe you start to let your head, don't let it drop all the way back unless that's what your body's craving. I like to think of just looking straight up towards the ceiling. Take one more inhale and then exhale, release. You'll take your legs in front of you and just flip forward, find tabletop. And you can keep that strap nearby. Take an inhale to find cow pose as you let the belly drop down, the chest reaches forward, chin will rise. And then exhale, press into your hands, round your upper back into cat pose. 2 more like that. Inhale slowly to cow. Exhale, round into cat. Last one on your own. and come back to neutral. Take that strap into your hands and then rise up onto your knees. Start to reach that strap up over your head and take your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders. And just to start here, and then make that strap nice and taut, like you're actively pulling your hands apart here. Take a breath in, think about lifting up taller. And then as you exhale, maybe let that strap go back a little bit further behind your head until you find that point where you notice your ribs want to flare forward. Try not to let that happen. Zip them up. Think about going for length up, then drawing back. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, bring that strap down in front of you here. And then start to take your hands a little bit wider than you had them. And then inhale to lift it up. Pull the hands apart actively. And then let that strap come behind you. Try not to let the ribs flare forward. Keep the belly engaged. Look straight ahead. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, bring it down in front of you. And then you maybe take your hands a little bit wider. And then inhale to take the arms up overhead. Without flaring the ribs, can you start to bring that strap behind you? Maybe you find it completes that, I call it almost a circle, or that rotation behind you. And then use the inhale, slowly moving back up, overhead, and bring it down in front of you. If you need a little bit more slack, go for it. Inhale, keep pulling the hands apart. Bring it back behind you. Maybe you pause in that moment of stretch, and then you bring it back down. Inhale up overhead, that's your last one. Unless you really want a little more, and then bring it back. Now take your hands a little bit closer together, keep them on that strap. Step your right foot forward, coming into a lunge. So you can find a stretch through the front of that left, for me, the left quads. My quads are super, super sore today. So take that strap back up overhead. I want you to really glue the front foot down. And then keep the hands like pulling actively apart from one another. Your hands aren't as wide as they were before. And I just want you to tip over to the right so you can find that side body lengthening, but really pull the hands apart. So it's almost like you're holding onto a stick rather than a strap. Take one more inhale right here. Think about your left wrist drawing up a little higher. And then inhale, come back up through center. So nice. Right knee comes to meet the left. Step the left foot forward. Inhale to lift up high. Exhale to tip over to the left with the strap. So it's almost like your left hand is leading, but your right hand is reaching up. So it's not about how low you go. It's about how much length you create in that right side. Take one more inhale. Stay for your exhale. Inhale back up. Awesome. Left knee comes to meet the right. You can move that strap off to the side. Come back, tabletop pose. Inhale to find cow. Exhale to round, find cat. Tuck your toes, float your knees, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then you can pedal out the feet, maybe bending one knee and then the other. Take your feet a little bit wider apart and walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend your knees enough so you can really find that freedom in the upper back as you hang forward. Shake the head, yes. No. Start to grab opposite elbows or opposite forearms, whatever feels better in your upper back and your shoulders. And then start to bend your knees a little more. And then start to lift up, rise up. As your forearms come above your head here, stand up a little bit taller, chest broadens. Think about the forearms going back a little more without flaring the ribs. So then press your feet down. Can your glutes engage a little more? And then lift from your sternum. Maybe the chin lifts, maybe the face lifts. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, release the hands down. Fold forward again. Softening the knees. Halfway lift here, hands to your shin. And then you'll walk the hands back forward, downward facing dog. Full breath in to stay. Full exhale to empty. So nice. Pull forward to plank pose. And the knees on or off your mat, lower all the way down to the ground, all the way to your belly. Point your toes back. Take your hands out a little wider and tent them. Maybe elbows stack over the wrists here first. And then start to lift your chest up. So wide cobra stance here. And then exhale, release. Do that one more time. Inhale to lift up. And exhale to lower. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders or alongside your ribs. Press back to hands and knees for a moment. And then take your knees a little bit wider. Bring your big toes together. Send your seat back. Find child's pose as you walk your hands forward. Now you have that option to even take that pillow either underneath your chest, your forehead. And allow yourself to find a moment of pause. A full breath in and out. Two more like that. Again, returning to your intention, breathe in and settle. One more in. Maybe even sigh out. So nice. Staying here, of course, as long as you need, or coming back up to hands and knees, moving that pillow. And just slide your feet out in front of you. Come back to that seat. But this time, bring the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide, and hold on to either your ankles or your shins, but sit up tall on the inhale. And like you did when you had that strap, think about your heart going beyond your toes. And then you get to fold in. Stay here, breathe in and out. One more full round of breath in and out. Start to sit up nice and tall. Take your legs out in front of you. I'm going to eventually make our way onto our back. So make sure you have any props that you want to use for your rest, have them nearby. And then take your inhale here. Make sure your heels stay grounded. I like to soften my knees. You can keep them bent if you'd like. And then reach your hands up on the inhale to sit up really tall. Like your hands are facing one another. And then as you exhale, reach the hands forward, hollow out the belly and start to lean back here. Like you're rounding like cats. I want you to slowly lower down for 3, 2, 1. Once you're there, point your toes forward, reach arms overhead like a long body stretch here. So nice. And then hug your right knee in to your chest. You can keep your left leg long And take just little circles here. You're tracing your knee clockwise, counterclockwise. You can even reach it up to the sky if you want. Roll the ankle, fan out the toes as you hold the leg. And you can bend that knee and just take a supine twist. So drawing that knee across your body. It doesn't have to go all the way down, rather just to that point where you can reach your right arm out like a half T shape here and encourage your right shoulder blade to stay on your mat. And come back through center. Left leg goes long, hug your, or sorry, right leg goes long, hug your left knee in towards your chest, and then make those circles. Maybe send the foot up to the sky, grab behind the leg as you roll the ankle, create space in between the toes. Hug the knee back in when you're ready, and then take it across your center line as you reach the left arm out. Keeping that left shoulder blade heavy. And come back to center. This time, hug both knees into your chest. A little rock. Like you're giving yourself this well-deserved hug. Take one more inhale right here. Squeeze everything in. And you can let your legs go long, or if you'd like, you can slide that pillow underneath the crease of your knees. And the arms can come down along your sides. Now take a moment before you find complete rest here. Flip your palms down and notice maybe like how your shoulders, your chest feel here. And then actively flip your palms up towards the sky and notice what happens to the space across the chest, the collarbones, the shoulders, and the upper arms. You can let the eyes soften or gently close. Breathe all the way in to the top. Let your lips part. Slowly exhale out. If you need to, return to that observation over reaction. If your mind drifts, come back to your breath, come back to your intention. Breath in. Settle in on your exhale. Again, expand on your inhale. Soften on your exhale. Over your next few breaths here, just find movement, slow, subtle, intuitive movement in your toes, maybe in your fingers, in the ankles, in the wrists. You can even rock the head side to side. And start to bend the knees a little bit more. You can roll onto the side of your choice. And gently press yourself up to a seat. And see we're there, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe bringing your hands together at the center of your heart. Feeling your sternum rise towards your thumbs. Maybe even bow your chin towards that space. Taking the time just to honor yourself for showing up just as you are. Maybe again, you bring to mind that intention. Maybe you keep that intention for the remainder of your day, maybe even the remainder of your week, whether it's finding breath, patience, courage, perseverance, strength. Whatever that word is, that in your mind here, take a big breath in, like you're drawing in more of that. Open up your mouth, softening, finding ease as you exhale. Do that one more time. Breathe in. Clear it out. Might even bring your thumb tips to the center of your forehead, maybe even lift your face. Remembering to be kind to yourself so you can then share that kindness with others. Namaste.